Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes. In a statement made today, Junior Minister of Health, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, thanked the nurses on the island for their continued hard work and dedication to the profession as Nevis joins the celebration of Nurses Week from Sunday 6th to Saturday 12th May. The theme for Nurses Week 2018 is Nurses, a Voice to Lead. Health is a Human Right. The theme, according to Minister Brandy Williams, recognizes the contributions that nurses have made and continue to make in relation to access to health care.
A rights-based approach to health care includes a variety of factors, including those related to human resources, health care financing, and patient-centered care. For health care services to be adequately provided, human resources personnel in the right mix must be available. At the core of this human resource team are nurses who work in all areas of the healthcare sector, including at the community and hospital levels. Nurses are involved in education, immunization, family planning, labor and delivery, surgery, pediatric care, food handlers clinic, and the list goes on to infinity.
In light of this, Minister Brandy Williams says the Ministry of Health will continue to invest in all areas of nursing and do its part to promote the profession.
We are committed to the recruitment, retention, and training of nursing professionals, both men and women, and have identified these strategies as some of our priorities as we work towards the completion of our Human Resource for Health plan. At present, 5 nurses are currently pursuing studies at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College. 3 recently returned last month after completing studies in midwifery. Additionally, there are nurses currently pursuing studies at the master's level in Taiwan.
Beyond investment in human resources and infrastructure, people-centered health care should be the focus of a good health system, she added.
Individuals should be actively involved in their care and treatment plans. This includes having adequate knowledge about their illness. They should also be involved in using self-management tools that can delay the progression of diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. Nurses are key in ensuring that these and other activities are successfully implemented, which would reduce hospital admissions and dependence on medication. As we celebrate Nurses Week, I take this opportunity to applaud nurses for all the hard work that they continue to do in disease prevention, care, and treatment. They have assisted in keeping our country well and have contributed directly to the country's economic development.
Activities for Nurses Week include a Nurses Symposium held today at the Alexandra Hospital, a visit to retired nurses, karaoke night at Old House Cafe tomorrow Thursday, May 10th, and a service at the Madden's Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturday, May 12th. The week of activities will culminate with a sunset cruise along the island's coastline. Hospitality Immersion Primary Schools Edition, an initiative of the Ministry of Tourism, took place today. Felicia Liebert has that story.
Today, Exposition Nevis's week of activities continued with another hospitality immersion, this time for primary school students. The Nisbet Plantation Beach Club had a different crowd from the usual overseas guests when students from a total of 3 of the island's primary schools, the Joycelyn Liebert, Elizabeth Pemberton, and the Ivor Walters primary schools, were given a tour of the establishment. The students got an opportunity to visit and learn about the different departments, including the reception area and the hotel room, where the housekeeper showed the students the various techniques used to clean and make the beds. The students were also taught how to set a table and proper table etiquette by the maitre d'. They also got a chance to serve their peers. The tour ended in the kitchen with one of the chefs at the beach club explaining the job he does on a daily basis. The Department of Information conducted interviews with students Naila Jeffers and Shadi Bridgman to hear their impressions on the day's activity.
And I enjoyed the hospitality immersion at the Nevis plantation. My favorite part was setting the table for lunch and breakfast and learning new things about the tourists that comes to stay.
I like how the Ministry of Tourism is providing us with the opportunity to learn about the different occupations in the hotel. And when we get older, we know that we can enter the field if we choose to. And I like the tour. I enjoyed it, and it is very fun.
Exposition Nevis continues on Thursday, 17th May with the annual Bank of Nevis sponsored Tourism Youth Congress at the Nevis Performing Arts Center beginning at 10 a.m. The month of activities is being held under the theme, Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. I'm Fredicia Library reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
Thanks, Fredicia. The Caribbean Telecommunications Union has recognized the Nevis for aggressively developing its digital economy through e-government transformation. The acknowledgement comes on the heels of the second hosting of Information and Communications Technology ICT Week by the Information Technology IT Department of the NIA. Held under the theme ICT Supporting the Thrust Towards 21st Century Economy, the goals of ICT Week were to promote the growth and development of the local ICT sector, connect ICT solution providers with solution seekers, raise awareness about critical ICT issues such as cybersecurity, cloud computing, blockchain technologies, and artificial intelligence, and generate interest in ICT as a career path amongst youth, according to Quincy Prentice, director of the IT department. One of the feature components of this year's event was the 21st Century Government Workshop conceived by the CTU. The workshop was designed to review the policy and planning framework and assess the current state of digital government in St. Kitts and Nevis, with specific emphasis on Nevis. Led by CTU's ICT consultant Gary Kalu and Ernst & Young's executive director and Caribbean lead, government and public sector Devindra Ramnarine, the workshop covered 5 critical components of 21st century government: creating an enabling environment, building the infrastructure, digitizing the landscape, protecting the future, and financing the vision. The workshop was used to validate the current state of these components through stakeholder engagements and information collated from a questionnaire on the State of Digital Government Readiness Assessment. The workshop was used to identify gaps, priority areas, and possible action agenda for implementing 21st century government in Nevis. Follow-up workshops will be conducted with the business community and senior government officials to get their support to accelerate the implementation of 21st century government. Still to come,
the Ministry of Agriculture has to ensure that there is food safety.
We'll give you the details after this break. Welcome back. Building resilience to climate change for food security. That is the theme under which the Ministry of Agriculture is celebrating Agriculture Awareness Month in May. The Honorable Alexis Jeffers says, as the Ministry of Agriculture, along with allied agencies, position themselves to be resilient in the face of rapidly changing and unpredictable climatic conditions, they need farmers to be on the same page to ensure there is food security.
Mechanization, best practices, and even computer applications have proven themselves in other areas of the world. Therefore, there is no reason why we cannot do it on Nevis. We have seen on a limited scale on Nevis the success of protected agriculture and hydroponics. These two methods use less space and fewer resources over the life of plants, yet can produce 4 to 5 times as much. Based on research, we know about the selection of certain varieties and species that perform best in our climatic conditions, whether it be goats, pigs, cabbages, or even peppers. We can indeed feed our people, and the ministry pledges to hold its end as we move forward.
Food security means nutrition security, food safety, and affordable food to as many members of the community, says Minister Jeffers.
As we speak about food security in our theme, we have to also think about nutrition security. It is one thing to produce food and make it available. However, as we continue to partner with the Ministry of Health, we have to make sure that the items produced are of a high quality that does not make our population ill. Furthermore, the Ministry of Agriculture has to ensure that there is food safety. Our quarantine division will work with farmers as they treat pests and diseases so as to ensure there are no harmful residuals effects on harvested crops. There is also a thrust by the Extension Service towards organic farming, which uses natural methods both to enhance and protect crops.
Food security, as noted by the Agriculture Minister, also has to be tied to the economic security of householders.
This means that the food produced on Nevis must not be out of the reach of our most vulnerable residents. We have seen in some cases where the cost of fresh and healthy food at our public market and supermarkets sometimes double what it costs from our farmers. This will have to be addressed.
Activities for Agriculture Awareness Month continue on Friday, May 11th with a sale of vegetables and meat at the George Mowbray Public Market from 8 a.m. Following the passage of Category 5 hurricanes Irma and Maria in 2017, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture and the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute provided $37,000 to rehabilitate the sector and to enhance food security on St. Kitts and Nevis. Both institutions were mindful of the fact that there was need to ensure greater resilience against the climate change and collaborated with Garden Pool, a U.S. non-governmental organization, and the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, to construct an aquaponics system at the Government Experimental Station at Prospect Estate. Today, Communications Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Rohan Isles, gave us an update on that project.
Wednesday morning, 2 officers in the Fisheries Department here at Prospect spent a few hours collecting fish, freshwater fish, tilapia at that, from our aquaculture pond here. Randy Morton, one of the officers, explains why.
We're actually removing some of the tilapia today in preparation for fresh stock, which should be arriving early next week. The fish that we're removing from the pond will be taken to ponds throughout the island to assist in the reduction of mosquitoes. As most of us should know, fish would normally eat the larva, hence we could cut down on the mosquito population.
This activity is a part of a much larger project that is being sponsored by AICA, that is the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture. And that is, they have established a mixed farm model, and that is going to see fish and the crops surviving or striving in a symbiotic relationship, so to speak, where the fish aerates the water and the waste that comes from the plants, the fish benefits from. So it's a cycle that is going to benefit both organisms. And so that project, which started in March of this year, is set to be completed sometime this month, at the end of this month, hopefully. And so that is what is happening here at the Ministry of Agriculture, a part of Agriculture Awareness Month for 2018. I'm Rohan Iles reporting for the Ministry of Agriculture.
That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.